Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making a really quick and easy project, and I'm going to be making personalized tote bags. Now these tote bags are from the dollar spot at Target, but they're not actually $1, they're $3. And this particular design was part of the Valentine's Day set for 2016. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on my text tool, and the person who I'm making this for is named Mia. But instead of just typing the word Mia or the name Mia, I'm actually going to put in a plus sign, her name, and another plus sign. Now I know this looks strange, but since I'm using a system font and not a font that's from Cricut, I know that plus signs and bars and some other symbols for this particular font turn into swirl marks. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight my text and go to my edit window, and I'm going to change this to a font called Lily Bell. And you can see on the screen now that my font has changed and those plus signs have actually changed to something else. So I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. And now I need to weld these together, but before I do that, I'm actually going to go ahead and change this particular M to a lowercase. And oftentimes when I work with system fonts, I don't always know what they're going to look like. So in this particular instance, that's not going to weld nicely, so I'm going to change it to a lowercase. Okay, so now that I have that issue resolved, I'm going to right click, go down to ungroup, and now I can work with each one of these little shapes or letters, in this case individually. So I'm going to click and manipulate each one of these letters so that they sit a little more level, which is just my personal preference, including the little tails or little swirl marks. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and arch up so that it matches back up with this A. And then this particular one on the left-hand side, I'm actually going to mirror so that it looks similar to this one. So I'm going to go ahead and just click this mirror button, and it's going to flip around. So now I can spin this around and weld this one as well onto the M. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a box around everything, right click, and then go down to weld. Now that the name is all welded together, I'm going to go ahead and drag this up here just for measurement's sake. And this actually hits right at the 9.5 mark. And I know the widest part of the bag I'm using is 9.5 inches, but I want to make this just a little bit taller. So I'm going to click this lock here to unlock it, and I'm going to drag it down just a hair. And I know sometimes people do that and then you go, oh my gosh, it looks distorted, but I just wanted it to be a little bit wider than the inch that it was previously measuring at. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all cut out and transferred onto my bag. Now, when cutting vinyl or iron-on material, remember to click the little button that says Mirror Image for Iron-On so that your image cuts out backwards. So you can see I have the image here, and I'm going to pull away all the extra iron-on material. Now, the process is kind of known by most people as weeding, and that's when you pull out all the pieces of the design that you don't want. So I'm going to pull out the extra piece inside the A and the two little pieces inside the swirl marks on the ends. I've placed a towel down on my work surface to protect it from the heat, and I've also pre-washed this bag to remove the fabric stiffeners that were in it from manufacturing. And once I have the design placed down where I want it to be, I'm just going to push down lightly on it so that it remains in place, because the plastic sheeting actually is a little bit tacky, and that keeps it from sliding around once I put a towel down to protect my iron. So I'm going to move the iron around every 30 to 45 seconds in different places until the design actually transfers. Now you'll be able to tell really quickly whether or not your design transfers, because if it hasn't, it's going to lift right up with the plastic. But as you can see, it has completely transferred and the plastic sheeting comes up without removing the design. So here's a look at the final product. If you have any questions, you can leave them for me in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.